Hey y'all, and welcome to the Max Life. If it looks like a big mess in here, that's because it is. We have kicked off this morning already. We have gotten school done. I jumped right into errands in town. Clothes, if you flip the camera backwards, behind me is all the clothes washed and dried. I am kicking off already for supper tonight. We have hamburger steaks, sweet potatoes, and some lady peas from our garden. So this is gonna be going. I have some outside chores to do today. Then we are going to start getting some things in our suitcases. So y'all hang tight, because here we go. Yeah, I can read the signs. Supper's on and going. And a big part of my job and what I do at home every day is cook. Of course, y'all see us grow. By the way, do y'all like my shirt? Plant life. If y'all like these shirts, check out Bonfire. You guys can have one very similar to this, or we have a lot of different styles, so y'all be sure to check that out. So, you know, growing is vitally essential to us, what we do here, which is going to be my next chore, going down to the pig forest. We do raise a lot of our own meats, pork being one of those. So supper is already on. And we have started putting a couple of things in our suitcases because we will head out not tomorrow, but the next day. Jennings, I need to get the staples real quick. But I have a chore to do at the pig forest, and that is going to be put some staples down. I actually don't think this is going to be enough. So let me tell y'all what's going on in the pig forest. We have a permanent fence set up over some acres. Lady, don't play in that, baby. And at the bottom, they have been using their nose over time, because our fence is several years old. Over time, they have used their nose to work the bottom of that fence up. And essentially, they have rolled it up. And our new piglets that are born are real small, and they can go in and out of that really easy. Which we have let them do it for the past week. It's okay. It's not really that big of a deal. But with us being gone, I don't want them. Our farm sitter is going to be here in and out through the day. But I don't want my farm sitter to have to be responsible for trying to count piglets every morning, keep up with the piglets. So I am going to take some fabric staples down to the fence. I'm going to pry the fence down as much as I can. Use the fabric staples to help stretch that bottom fence back down so that the piglets cannot run in and out anymore. I just don't want that to be a burden on the farm sitter. So we're going to go head out and do that. Also, something that has to be done today is a lot of heavy watering. Because I have so many areas that have to be watered, I feel like it's an extra stressor, which is not as hot as it was during the summer. So they won't have the burden of watering every single day, but there will be some things that will need to be watered while we're gone. But I want to go ahead and do a heavy soak on everything, not tomorrow, but the next day. A couple of days after we leave, they will have to do another heavy watering just one time. But I'm going to go ahead and do that today, because tomorrow I'm going to be knocking out a lot of packing. A lot of the clothes are already washed and dried and folded, but I'm going to need to pack. My big girls usually pack pretty well for themselves, but I just need to make sure that everybody has boots and socks and jackets, because our last days on our trip are going to be really, really cool where we're at. So I have to make sure that everybody has appropriate attire. I think the high for the weekend that we're going to be out of state, the high for a couple of those days is going to be in the 40s, which we're not used to. So we like short sleeves. We can even wear short sleeve shirts. Usually about half of December. That just goes to show you we did have to pick up a couple of extra thermal socks and stuff like that, because most of the stuff that we're going to be doing is going to be outside anyway. So packing, we got supper going, packing going. We have a couple of outside chores that we need to do, so we're gonna go ahead and knock those out. So see y'all, this is what I'm talking about. So some of the little ones have come and they've literally used their nose and just kind of rolled this bottom part of the fence up. I'm not gonna get in the fence right now because they're so wound up thinking that I have food with the bucket. I'm just not gonna get in right now. In a minute though, they'll go away and kind of go lay down once I realize I don't have food. But the problem that I've run into just now in the middle of this fence is it's so dry here. Our ground, all of this top layer is basically like powder right now. So I'm gonna try to hit some of the spots that I can to just try to get this fence, some of this fence back down. One of the pieces that I just tried to put in literally went down and sideways because it's so dry. So I don't know how much I'm actually going to be able to do. Some of our new little piglets are so little, they can like almost as big as my hand, and they literally just push this up and come right under it. So I'm going to do the best I can right now to just kind of mend this so that while we're gone, our farm sitter doesn't have to worry about counting piglets. So we'll see. I don't know how far we'll get, but that's the job that I'm doing right now.
Get down. Come on. Mommy, babe. Big old piggy. Everybody, Mama. I got pulled. Mom didn't let a down. There be another handle for me to walk in.
Now, thankfully, some of the places that I told y'all were almost like powder, I was able to just maneuver around until I could get a couple of these staples in the ground. Y'all saw what my fence had looked like where they were kind of rolling it up. The only other problem I ran into was this. So y'all see where they like to dig out because they like it muddy, and then they push the mud around and it creates these huge gaps in here. So this is the other hole that they like to wallow around in. Well, as they do that, it kind of pushes the mud out and it creates a gap in between the fence and the ground, which with our bigger pigs, it's not that big of a deal. But when you have babies over in here, obviously that is like a wide open gate for them. And they have been coming over here in this field and just kind of running around eating. Like I said, it's totally fine with us when we're at home because I'm pretty much at home all day. Our farm sitter is just gonna kind of be in and out. So that poses a little bit of a problem for just not being able to watch the animals. Like if I were at home, I'm always in and out. So if anything goes on, I can usually catch it pretty fast. They are in and out and that's fine, but while we're gone, we don't want them in and out. So I gathered up lots of sticks and put down here and filled in this hole. I'm thinking that that is gonna keep them in and we shouldn't have a problem. The rest of this fence and on the other side of the barn where y'all saw me stapling down, and this whole side right here, I have pretty much walked and put at least one staple in between each T-post to kind of help pull the pressure of that fence down. A lot that I had to really work down, which meant I had to get over in the pig pen with them. I had to really work that fence and get it down, hold it down with my foot, and use a staple to get that in. You can see along the lines along the bottom, like this right here was one of them that was rolled up. Like this right here was up here. So it just took me taking it with my foot, rolling it back down, and I really just went around, pressed all of that down, and got a staple in between most of these T-posts where these little pigs were getting out. Now you see I have a tree right here beside me, which means there's a lot of roots right here, and I really couldn't put any staples right here, so I just had to do the best that I could to roll that back down where it would make it much more difficult for them to get out. So this is all done. We have to get back now inside and get to watering and get those chores done so we can finish up on packing. blue. Good job.
Tip.
Now you're ready for a bath, aren't you?
Yeah.
Tell them bye.
Bye. Happy.
Happy homesteading, y'all.
Happy.
You're close, but not quite. So I got most of the watering done. I sat down for a minute and watched the kids paint. I have all the pots around the house to get watered, so I'm about to do that now, and then I'll be back off inside to finish up supper and do laundry.
It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll always have me. Baby, I will always stay with you. So put your trust in me.
So if you know anything about doing laundry for 8 people, you know it takes a long time. I'm at like a caught up point. I just need to take the clothes and get them put away in everybody's room. Then I'm gonna go ahead and start packing for the little kids. They will pretty much be in pajamas, play clothes, tonight and tomorrow, and then one last set of pajamas. So they're not going to actually need any of their clothes that they're going to need on the trip. So to get myself a little bit more caught up, I'm going to go ahead and pack for some of the little kids. Probably get a lot of my things in the suitcase as well. Then I'm going to move on to snacks. And so one of the things that I have found easy is using clothes baskets and boxes to put our snacks and our drinks in. So an easy way to get that stuff loaded up really quickly is by going ahead and having those things already boxed up. So I also plan on doing that this afternoon. That will make my workload for tomorrow a little bit lighter. You're not gonna tell them what your name is? Can we call you Raghead?
Hey.
You and I, let us run away. We can go.
That is one step closer. So we are getting really excited. Tomorrow is our last day to finish up tying all of our loose ends. It really has gotten here within a blink of an eye. I cannot believe we're already saying we're putting clothes in the bag, but here we are. Y'all hang tight. We'll be announcing where we're traveling probably on the next video. So y'all hang tight for that. I think y'all will enjoy it and watching our journey. Happy homesteading, y'all.
Like if